Welcome and good morning. This is Roland. I want to read you something from a beautiful little book called The Khabouris Manuscript, a translation of the Aramaic into English, very well translated by the Yonan Codex Foundation. And I want to read you something here from their entry having to do with the word napsha. The Aramaic word napsha, which means in a very general sense self, one's self. But I want to read this to you because it's very important. There can be no doubt that the concept to be cued by napsha is one of the most fundamental of all Aramaic comprehensions utilized by the prophets. In the Aramaic teachings of Jesus, he states all law hangs upon two commandments as follows. Love the Lord your God with your entire mind and with your whole napsha, and in all your actions and in all your thoughts. Love your neighbor as your napsha. The first appearance of all napsha here is usually rendered as soul. The second is rendered as self. The concept soul, while of Greek origin, is a cornerstone of Christian teaching. The concept self is a cornerstone of psychiatry and psychology. Usually these two words, self and soul, seem to be somewhat conflicting, yet under the Aramaic language they are the same words, napsha. Clearly the concept behind napsha is unknown in the West. Scholars have long sought to identify soul and self without success. If the meaning of napsha could be ascertained, the unification is obtained, for the word is the source of both soul and self in Western ethics. General familiarity with the style used by Jesus in discourse is helpful in gaining insight into a term he used, and is also some of the peculiarities of the Aramaic thought patterns. With this in mind, several uses of napsha occur, which Jesus apparently felt would be fully understood by those listening. After healing the leper, Jesus is reported to have told him, "Go show your napsha to the priests." Here he was using napsha with the assumption it was understood by an ordinary person. In this use, it appears to mean the healed appearance of the former leper. It should be kept in mind that the Aramaic does not usually employ a verbal distinction between a cause and its effect. While napsha relates to physical effect here, the clearing of leprosy, it could literally mean an underlying control of the body which caused this effect and convey exactly the same meaning. Napsha. With this use, napsha shows as the basic control, the fundamental controlling source of life for a city, a house, or a kingdom, or a person. So this is very important. Let me put it this way. When you see a person who has problems, who has mental problems, psychological problems, spiritual problems, relationship problems, health problems, they are the result of some action. They are, you could call it the symptom or the sequelae. And so it's the visible effect that you see. But there is a cause. Do you understand? It's like the word napsha being the fundamental controlling source of life and will and purpose of an entity in such as a human being. And so the cause of the things which I just alluded to, there's a cause. And if that cause were eliminated, then the effect could also go out of existence very quickly or over time. Do you understand? There's a connection. There's a connecting link between the cause and the effect. In this case, we'll say some kind of issue, a health issue, a relationship issue, a spiritual issue, an emotional issue. There are a link or links that glue and bind and connect the cause with the effect. If those links were broken. Or better yet, much better yet, if the cause were eliminated. Do you understand the cause? The cause took place at a certain time and place, yes. Probably a trauma, often in childhood. That was the beginning. But also understand that in another more profound sense, the cause is not of time or of space. For example, let's take a hatred of someone, a resentment. Let's say a deep resentment of your father for failing you, for example. That resentment, that hate, is not of time. It is not of space. It goes on until it is cut short, until it is stopped. Now, do you understand how it says in the Bible that the Holy Spirit cuts off the effects of sin? I can't remember exactly how it said. It's very, very beautiful. But I want to continue here with this thread of thought. The cause is there. But if the cause were eliminated, do you understand? Or eliminated from your life, then the effect could go away. Now, another thing I want to say is that the first thing we think of course, are negative causes. Negative effects brought about by some negative cause. And this negativity to which you are attached, or to which you are subject, or which has invaded your life and is still there, it is there outside of time and space until it is eliminated. Now, let's look at the flip side, the positive side. Christ's presence and his light, the light from God. When it is present, it has a wonderful effect and effects. Many wonderful things come to pass as a result of its abiding presence. Now do you get it? Now do you see? And one of the things that it does, in addition to cutting off the effects of sin or of trauma, one of the things it does is it replaces the effect of the negative cause. This new cause now replaces it with effects from it because it is there. Do you understand? So can you now see how Christ could heal? Because it wasn't him. He was given the power, but the power was from God. It was God who did the works. Christ said, "Of myself I can do nothing. It is the Father who doth the works." So if the Father is present, the Father's presence and his light and his will and his love are very powerful, and they literally devastate what is negative and what is of the dark side. Do you understand? And so if the problems that people have, they always have some kind of a cause. And that cause, if it's eliminated and replaced with God as a cause, then the negative effect is gone. Let me continue reading from this book here. It's very good. Again in Matthew 12:25, Jesus uses napsha with the apparent belief it was understood by his listeners. Here he states, "Every kingdom which you divide against its napsha will decay, and every house and city which shall be divided against its napsha will not last." With this use, napsha shows as the basic control, the fundamental controlling source of life or a city, a house, or a kingdom. Here the word appears related to a controlling source or cause, and not to its effect. The breadth and scope of the controlling cause, the life force of the city, house, or kingdom designated by napsha, seems to be total, for to run counter to it is death for a city, house, or kingdom. In Matthew 9:21, it is stated by the writer of the gospel with the apparent belief he would be understood, that a woman desiring to be healed of a 12-year flow of blood was saying in her napsha, "Even if I only touch the fringe of his garment, I shall be healed." Immediately thereafter, she did exactly what she was saying in her napsha, indicating a set or goal within her napsha controlling her behavior. Do you understand? Now, the issue that she had was a result of some cause. And when God replaces that cause, when he displaces that cause, when he moves it aside and makes it of no effect, and he, with his presence and his love and his understanding and his magic, enter, then immediately the effect of that negative cause is taken care of in very short order. Now do you see? So I think I will stop at this point. This is a very good topic for you to thoughtfully consider, and perhaps you can re-listen to this program